What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Titan chain tire chains for your wide base tires or dual tires. Today we're working on tires that are 35 by 12.5 and they're on 20-inch rims. So what you want to do is figure out exactly what tire you are working with and make sure that these are going to be good for those tires. These are going to work with the super wide tires that you may have, but one chain can either go over your wide tires or some of your dual tire setups. This is going to be a ladder pattern style chain, and this is going to be for on-road use only. So if you have some deep ice or anything like that, these are going to do a great job. They are made of a low carbon steel construction, so the rust isn't really going to get to these chains even if you are using these for a decent amount of years. We do have twist links, so they're not going to be super aggressive, but you are going to get a pretty smooth ride with them. These chains do have cam tensioners, which I really like, especially for our big knobby tires like this. Obviously, over time, we are going to see these big old treads start to wear down. So these cams are going to kind of help with that. So if you're seeing a really tight fit, but over time, it will get a little bit looser. And by tightening these up, it makes it fit the tire a lot better. It also has a lever down at the bottom, which is always nice just to get a little bit more tension to your tires. It does not come with these with the rubber tensioners, but we do have them here at eTrailer. These do come in a pack of 2, so if you have a dually, go ahead and grab 2 different sets of them to go on the back. But if you did want to put them in the front, go ahead and go for it. You will just have to grab 2 of these or 4 if you're going to put them on the front and on the back if you do have a dual tire setup. They do fit in this bag pretty well, but the bag is not one I'm really a fan of. These do tend to rip over time, so just be mindful that these will outlast the bag. And honestly, that's not a huge deal. If you do have a truck like this, just throw them in the bed of your truck, or you can put them in the toolbox. They shouldn't take up a whole lot of space. To sum it all up, these are going to give you good traction, but it's not going to really hinder your ride. These are only on-road, so if you are looking to do some off-roading, we do have some other chains here that should fit your tires that are going to be better for that specific situation, but these are going to be great for the snow. One thing they aren't really made to be used with is like a fork truck or any really heavy-duty machines. These aren't going to be strong enough for that, but it's going to do everything you need to get you unstuck. And it really doesn't take a whole lot of time to get them installed, so let's go over that installation process with you now. First things first, you want to lay out your chains, make sure there's no tangles or kinks in your links. And then there's a couple things we need to take into account. One, we're going to have these hooks here, and we want to make sure that this is the more abrasive side, and that's going to be facing away from our tires. The other side is a little bit smoother, so we're going to have that facing towards the tire. And of course, we want to make sure that the cams are going to be on the outside of the wheel because we will have to get to them later. Now with that all figured out, all we really need to do is grab the middle of the chain and then drape it over our tire. I want to make sure it's nice and even, both like right and left, but also we don't want these hanging down really low. So get them up and away from the rims. Once that's figured out, what we need to do now is go around back and make our first connection. On one side, we're going to have a series of links, and on the other, we're going to have a hook. So you can go ahead and pick whichever one's best. I do recommend that you do this in your garage first, just to find out exactly which one's going to be the best to get the fit that you're looking for. But I'm going to go ahead and do the third from the end. And then you can go around front and we will make our second connection. Gonna have the same deal in the front, but we're gonna have a lever on one side. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the closest link because it's possible for me to get it back around. And you wanna link it to this spare link at the end there, but we aren't done yet. What we wanna do is take our cam tensioner tool and start twisting our cams together. I'm gonna start with the one up top. And as you can see, it brings the gap from this much to this much, which isn't a whole lot, but it does do a lot. So I'm probably going to have to end up using all 3 of these, and it should get nice and tight. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and take our rubber tensioner. It is not included with the chains, but if you scroll down to the related parts section of the web page that you're on, they should be there. So go ahead and just click add to cart. You only need one per chain, so if you grab just a pair of chains, you're going to need 2 of these. All we need to focus on is make sure that the hooks are going to be facing out, and we want to be as symmetrical as we can whenever hooking these up, just to evenly distribute all that pressure throughout the chain so it's nice and even. And once we're done with that, there is one more thing we need to do, and that is to get in the truck, go ahead and roll over them a couple times, kind of let them settle in, and then come back out and make sure they're still nice and tight, and if so, we are ready to hit the road. Well, everyone, that just about does it for a look at the Titan Chain tire chains for your wide base tires or dual tires.